Hello, my name is David. I'm PR and Content Lead here at Koozai. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to compare your company's backlink profile to your own. So just a little bit about why you might want to do this. So obviously the most important reason is that backlinks help determine the authority of your site in search engines. And the authority of your site is quite a large ranking factor, which can influence sort of how well you can rank in search engines, etc. for different search queries. So it's important to keep an eye on and ensure that you're constantly building links and strengthening the authority of your site. So I'm just going to use an example here. I've selected 3 different news websites, obviously very big news sites: BBC News, Sky News and ITV. And I'm going to show you in Ahrefs how you'll go about essentially comparing those backlinks. So once you've logged into Ahrefs, obviously you'll need an account. Once you set up an account and logged in, click the More tab. And the first place to go is this button here, Domain Comparison. So if you select that, you'll have 5 options. You can compare up to 5 domains. We're just going to compare 3 here. So I'm going to take the URLs of each of the websites. So if you were BBC News, you'd obviously want to put your website address in first. There's the whole address, including the HTTPS. And I'm just going to grab these ones as well. So Sky News. And ITV News as well. Okay, so once you've got all of your URLs in there, just press compare. And it will take a little while to load, but what it will do is it will bring up a sort of top level comparison really with some key metrics which showcase the sort of the strength of your domain against your competitors. So we'll just wait for that to load. These are quite large websites. That's probably why it's taking its time to load. Obviously, if you were comparing the domains of your website, if you're just a small business or a medium-sized business, chances are this would work a lot quicker for you. There is also another comparison. So just while this is loading, there's obviously the domain comparison. There's also a backlink batch analysis, which shows you a few different metrics, which I can show you in a second as well. So this is the domain comparison tab. So as you can see here, it's giving us a number of different metrics. So you might not want to take note of all of these. It might be a bit overwhelming if you do. But here you can see we've got domain rating. So domain rating is a metric by Ahrefs. It's similar to Moz's domain rating. It scores the sort of overall authority of your site on a scale of 1 to 100, 100 obviously being the maximum possible. And comparing that score against your competitors gives you an idea, a ballpark idea of how strong your domain is or how much authority it has in search engines compared to your competitors. So as you can see here, BBC News is sort of leading the pack at 93, Sky News at 90, ITV at 88. Obviously, they're all very strong, given that they are all very influential news websites. Referring domains is the next one down. That's essentially the number of domains linking to you. So it's not the number of backlinks, but essentially the number of websites. So remember, one website could link to your website several times over. So referring domains is just the pure number of websites, not the number of links. And then here we have a number of different metrics relating to referring domains. So this is referring domains with a .gov URL structure. Below that, ones with a .edu domain structure, ones with .com, .net, .org. And the reason they break that down is because quite often .gov email addresses in particular, but sort of edu as well sometimes, can carry a bit more authority, particularly as government sites are so well trusted online. So I won't go through all of these, but other metrics to look for is obviously backlinks. So you can see here, BBC News has over 580 million backlinks compared to 22 million for Sky News and over 6 million for ITV News. And that is the raw number of links. Crawl pages is the number of estimated pages that are crawlable by Google. And then do follow and no follow. So links can be broken down into do follow and no follow. Do follow links are where the author of the page that's linking to you has put they've essentially allowed the link to pass authority. No follow is where they put a no follow tag on it, which is essentially like an instruction to Google to tell Google not to count that as a link. Now, obviously, Google sort of takes its own direction on that. Often it's not a completely foolproof method. It doesn't necessarily mean that no follow links don't have value for your site, but it's always good to keep tabs as well on how many of your links are do follow, because it gives you an idea of how powerful they are compared to your competitors. So those are the main items to look out for. Obviously down here you'll get a little graph and it will tell you the number of referring domains over time on the graph, so you can see that illustrated more clearly. If you want a bit more information, you can also go into batch analysis. So if you go to more and you go batch analysis, and again you just need to grab the URLs of the websites you want to compare. So I'm going to put that one in there, that one in there, and that one in there. Then select Analyze. And this will give you a bit more information across the board. So obviously you've got the same total here. So, it tells you the number of backlinks again and the number of no follow backlinks. It tells you the number of referring domains and the number of do follow links, etc. for those domains. But it also tells you some other metrics too. So what else have we got here? So it's got the estimated number of keywords you're ranking for and estimated traffic. Now, obviously, these are third-party tools, so this, all of this has to be taken with a pinch of salt. But Ahrefs is recognised as one of the best tools out there, alongside others like SEMrush, for revealing this sort of information. So this is basically the number of keywords that BBC News is estimated to be ranking for. So obviously you can see it's quite significantly higher than Sky News or ITV. And that's just another way of looking at those. If you want to look at the individual keywords that they're ranking for, you can click on the number and it will take you through to a list of them. Equally, if you want to see a list of the links, so for example, if you wanted to see linked domains, the BBC News, you click on that 89,000 number and it would take you through to a list of those links, essentially. And here's the list. And in the list, you can look through and you can see all the different websites that are linking to that domain, to that BBC domain, with other metrics like obviously the domain rating again of those websites linking through, as well as the do follow status of those links, the estimated traffic from those links, and when those links were first seen. So that's how to see your competitor's backlink profile and compare it to yours. I hope you find that useful, and I'll see you next time.